We have a lot to talk about this week. Some good news, some bad news, you know, the norm. Admittedly, probably more bad news than necessarily good news. But I mean, you guys seem to get mass amounts of entertainment from bad news as well. Which leads me to wonder, what is wrong with some of you guys? Jokes aside though, before we go ahead and jump into this week's Weekly Bite of MMORPG news video, like we've done with the last several videos, I'm going to be giving away a game, any MMORPG you guys want, completely free. All you need to do is be actively subscribed to the channel and go down into the comment section below, leave a comment stating what MMORPG you think is going to be the biggest release of 2021, and that's it. You can choose anything: Final Fantasy XIV, Black Desert Online, World of Warcraft, The Elder Scrolls Online. Again, all you need to do is be actively subscribed. I can see if you guys are. This giveaway is always only available to our viewers. Now the winner of the last giveaway is Ed. I know you comment on a lot of our videos, man, and I mean a lot, and I appreciate that. And now, because I happen to owe you dinner and I feel a little bit bad, in place of the dinner, you'll have to accept the game. So go ahead and DM me on Discord or on Twitter and I'll shoot you one over, whatever you want. Also, did you guys know that we stream every single week on Twitch? Yeah, every Tuesday, every Saturday, and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're currently working through Lost Ark in English right now. We're also streaming Final Fantasy XIV, and hopefully in the future, we'll be streaming the PSO2 New Genesis beta along with the Blue Protocol beta. So if you haven't already, make sure you come on over and follow us at twitch.tv/MMOBite. We'll be streaming in just a few hours from when this video goes live. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this week's Weekly Bite of MMORPG news. Let's start this off with Ashes of Creation. It turns out that players who were anticipating getting into the most recent alpha test will be kinda disappointed. Intrepid Studios, the developers behind the upcoming MMORPG, recently announced that they would be delaying the non-NDA Alpha 1, along with their Alpha 1 test phases several months to May 14th through May 21st and June 1st through June 30th respectively. This is due to challenges they experienced during their first Alpha 1 preview that required an NDA to be signed to get in. While I am glad that they are opting to delay testing several months to make certain that they improve on issues they ran into, it's worth noting that this will no doubt set the actual release date back even further than players were initially anticipating. And if we're seeing delays this early in the pre-alpha, yeah, it definitely seems like we'll be seeing additional delays over the long drawn-out development process. Hoping for a 2023 release at this point is a little uncertain, so probably 2024 onwards is seemingly more likely. But hey, if the game comes out for the better, then it can take as long as it needs, right? Okay, I am coincidentally enough actually in the process of recording new Terra and Blade and Soul videos for 2021, so it's refreshing to know that both of these games are continuing to get a stream of new content. Blade and Soul in specific has a brand new update titled Slithering Shadows for players to partake of, if you're in the single-digit percentage of players capable of actually participating in it. The update in question provides access to the new Twister Serpent Stronghold raid, new gear, more cash shop items, you know, about what you'd expect out of a Blade and Soul update. We got a pretty flashy new trailer as well, so that was also kind of cool. I wish we could play as that lady we see within the trailer though. That looks like it would be a very fun class to try out. And no, unfortunately, there has been no new information on the Unreal Engine 4 update yet. However, we are inching ever closer to theoretically being able to play it. Speaking of new classes, did you know that Black Desert Online introduced their brand new Sage class recently? Yeah, earlier last week, the newest class came to the live PC servers, allowing for players to play through the game all over again as Thor, or at least someone that kinda looks quite a bit like Thor. Maybe if Thor and Leonidas from 300 had a son or were merged together via the Patara earrings or the fusion dance, but that wasn't the only inclusion. We got level 59 awakening skills for classes, new quality of life improvements, and console players are able to create their Sage in preparation of its console port in the future as well. I've had people message me almost daily over the last week concerning Mortal Online 2's upcoming stress test this weekend. I'm aware that it's going on, and as much as I would love to cover it in a dedicated video, I just didn't have the time to this week. so this will have to suffice. Over the course of the weekend, Mortal Online 2 will be holding a stress test in an attempt to strain their servers to the maximum. This is in preparation of their upcoming release into early access, something that I'm sure some of you will no doubt be eagerly anticipating. Mortal Online 2 is a sandbox MMO that has been in development for years and is finally about ready for players to finally jump in and enjoy what the world has to offer. This test in specific is going to be running until Sunday, March 28th. This is pretty big news, perhaps the biggest news of the entire year, with the exception of Final Fantasy XIV's Endwalker expansion, I guess. Regardless, WoW Classic's highly anticipated, arguably most requested expansion, the Burning Crusade, has finally started. I have never played TBC. I started WoW all the way back in Wrath of the Lich King in 2008, and I have played every expansion since. I'm still not entirely certain if both Mrs. Dukes and I will jump into this, or if I'll just wait until the Wrath expansion gets launched, but I'm certain that there are going to be millions of eager players about ready to jump into this and waste potentially weeks of their lives playing through it, and what better time than right now. Interestingly enough, even though Shadowlands was a huge financial success, and even more players are going to be spending money because, I mean, well, the Burning Crusade expansion is going to absolutely blow up, Blizzard have continued to lay off more and more employees, which leaves me wondering where all the money is going to, if not to the core team members working on the game. I know this is going to be disappointing for some of you to hear, especially those of you that were awaiting this game with bated breath, but Final Fantasy XI-R, the overhauled mobile port of Final Fantasy XI, is currently entirely canceled. Yeah, all development on the upcoming MMO has ceased, with Nexon claiming there were creative issues getting in the way, preventing them from achieving the product that they ultimately wanted. Considering this is Nexon we're talking about though, honestly, I feel as though we probably dodged a bullet. Nexon makes a certain quality of game, a game with Final Fantasy's polish? Yeah, I don't think so. Estelia Online is a buy-to-play MMORPG over here in the West, meaning that you're required to purchase the game to play it. You only have to pay a one-time fee, but the game is not free, unlike the South Korean version of the game, which most definitely was. Now, after about 2 years of charging players to play their free MMO, it was announced that a brand new version of Astellia titled Astellia Royal was hitting Steam. This version would be entirely free to play, just like the South Korean version was, and just like the global version should have been when it launched over here. There are some minor differences between versions, but two things really stuck out to me. I did a dedicated video discussing these issues in much greater detail, but essentially, you're required to delete any macro software on your PC, such as the IQ or Razer Synapse apps that would allow you to adjust your DPI or display lights on your keyboard and mouse. Otherwise, you'll get hit by an illegal software error preventing you from getting into the game. And then, well, the fact that they charged us for a free game and then went back to providing us the game for free when people stopped buying it, yeah, this is a Bless Online 2.0 situation. Speaking of Bless, you know what? We got something related to discuss concerning Bless Unleashed. Yeah, did you know that one of mobile gaming's most prevalent features is coming to Bless Unleashed? Oh, I bet you didn't. In the newest update for the game, they have added a brand new ancient weapon, new fishing tournaments, dungeon difficulties, but most importantly, they've added auto-pathing into the game, meaning that you can just click your quest and be automatically taken directly to your objective. Because, you know, playing the game is obviously too difficult for us gamers, apparently. Don't worry though, soon we'll be getting an auto combat update as well, so we won't even need to play the game at all. I always enjoy Bless's updates. They bring a smile to my face. Like, how can their developers be so inept and out of touch with the player base? And note, still no word on the PC release of Bless Unleashed, even though we've gone through multiple different test phases over the last year. I played through hours of the upcoming Fractured MMO, and honestly, it was not a bad game. It was nothing great, nothing groundbreaking, but it wasn't bad. That was a while ago though, and I'm sure a lot of progress has been made since, as evidenced by the fact that they're holding another alpha test on March 31st, showcasing brand new biomes, new transitional areas between each of the aforementioned biomes, some of which actually look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, and the overhauled textures that are present in the game now. While I wouldn't say that it's really worth investing money into right this moment, moment, especially since I don't think that we should be investing money into indie MMOs. It's nevertheless coming along at a solid pace, and it might be worth it one day. The Magic Legends soft launch into open beta has gone over very, very poorly. Reddit is overrun with players unable to get a consistent FPS due to terrible performance issues plaguing players. Then there's the issue with Perfect World Entertainment and Cryptic being accused of market manipulation, which is actually crazy to think about. There's quite a bit of evidence backing these claims from quite a few different users, and while I can't confirm anything myself, I will say that if what they are claiming is true, then holy crap. Although, considering how much these developers try and milk money out of their players, I would not put it past them. Then comes the issues concerning the cash shop, with many players claiming that the game is nothing more than a cash grab, and then some even going on to call it a gacha game. But what's even worse here is that players are going as far as calling this, and I cannot be the only one that gets a chuckle out of this one, but pay to win without the win. Yeah, Magic Legends launched to 100,000 concurrent viewers on Twitch, and within 72 hours is down to less than 2,000 viewers during their peak hours. Yeah, this game has all but killed itself. Now, I'm not sure what to think of this news, honestly. I know that some people are claiming that New World moving towards being a more traditional MMORPG is a good thing, but at the same time, I know people are claiming that the more of its unique personality it loses, the less they're going to be interested in it. Because we have traditional MMOs currently already available, and with more content than New World will probably likely ever have. Amazon Game Studios went on to address the community recently regarding their concerns. First, they addressed the zones in the game. When I played during their last test phase, quests were very uninspired and probably some of the most boring that I had ever taken. Amazon, in an attempt to make the game more PvE focused and PvE friendly, have restructured those zones along with the quests within them. Instead of being random and without any real connection to the zone itself, the quests are going to have more of a narrative flow, providing custom quests and side quests that you normally find in MMOs. They're also working on a much larger focus on narrative, with the main story having a large focus on leveling all the way through level 60. I'm glad to see that their vision for the game has become more solid and they're moving in a direction that a lot of us are more comfortable with, but I hope that this doesn't turn off too many players. Interestingly, there has been a lot of activity over the last week or two concerning the uploading of new Blue Protocol related images and other forms of media. The Blue Protocol Twitter has remained quiet, with no news having been posted for almost 2 months now, until earlier this morning, that is, where they introduced a brand new photo mode edition for players. Not only did we receive a surplus of new images from various different media outlets and other players, but Bamco themselves uploaded some incredible looking images via the new feature. And that is it. That is all of the MMO related news that has been brought to my attention over the course of the last 2 weeks. If you think there's anything that I missed, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments below. You can DM me via Facebook, via Instagram, via Twitter, via Discord, or any other means with which you can go about accessing that provides you the option of messaging me. Make sure you include a link to the article, and if applicable, I will talk about it in a dedicated video or in a follow-up weekly bite of MMORPG news video sometime in the future. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.